Be in the know with unlimited access to IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. Our in-depth coverage of all things business means you'll always be completely in the know. Subscribe for just $1 a week. Get started now at ibj.com/trial offer.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick. Presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, and Liuna.
Time catching up with some of Indiana's iconic sports and entertainment venues. Details on the investment to keep operations running smoothly at Lucas Oil Stadium and Victory Field.
I go hard. I don't know how to go 50%, 75%. So 100% is what I get and what you get all the time.
We get beat. We have to have a counter. So you have to be in the right spot. Don't just come just to come. Let's go!
Also, we hear from Hoosier sports legend Tamika Catchings on life after basketball, giving back to community, the state of the WNBA, and why team is an important ingredient on how she runs a successful business. And
I'm going to say butter, y'all say 5. You got me? Butter! Butter! Welcome to the 5th installment of Butter, a fine arts fair.
A celebration of black artists in Indiana, now taking flight to the West Coast. More on the trajectory of Ganggang's Butter Fine Arts Fair. Inside Indiana Business is next. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick. Last week it was college football. This weekend it is kickoff for the National Football League. And that means 70,000 fans who will converge on downtown Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium, as the Colts open the season against the Miami Dolphins. Lucas Oil, one of several marquee sports and entertainment venues in a compact, connected downtown that has hosted some of sports' biggest events, from Final Fours,
the title game. Ford launches the shot. Oh, it almost went in!
To the Super Bowl.
How's it feel to win this Super Bowl in the building that your brother built?
Indianapolis has been a great host of the Super Bowl.
And as Indy faces increased competition for big events and conventions, the pressure is on to invest in maintaining and improving facilities. The best example, the $362 million remake of Gainbridge Fieldhouse 3 years ago. The second largest project of its kind in NBA history, transforming the Fieldhouse and serving as a catalyst for an emerging Fieldhouse district. Lucas Oil, which has just turned 18, is targeted for about $9.5 million in improvements next year. Much of that for an overhaul of the stadium's Wi-Fi system. Nearby Victory Field, which opened nearly 30 years ago, will get most of its permanent seats replaced in a $4 million project. And Indy's connected downtown will get a boost with the Capital Improvement Board's plan to invest $16.7 million in 3 skywalks, connecting new hotels to sports venues and the Indiana Convention Center. For some insight now on improvements coming to Lucas Oil Stadium and also Victory Field, joined now by Capital Improvement Board Executive Director Andy Mallon. As always, Andy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
As we talked about there, Indianapolis has some very high-profile, well-respected sports venues that some have been around for a while, need that continual investment to keep them competitive. Capital Improvement Board operates, manages, owns in some cases some of these venues. How important is it to continue to invest?
That's the name of the game. We are the Capital Improvement Board, and we continually invest in these buildings to make them new all the time, so that they can remain competitive and our sports franchises can do what they do in state-of-the-art facilities every year, not just after major renovations.
Yeah, the major renovation at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, again, sparking more development in that area. As you look at next year in the budget for Lucas Oil, the money targeted for technology improvements, kind of underscoring the fact that that fan experience are really important. So Wi-Fi and the other technology improvements.
Absolutely. It is super important to us and to the Colts, who are just a tremendous partner, that we have a fabulous user experience and fan experience. So we're replacing the Wi-Fi system yet again, and we will consistently do that as technology changes, and we need to keep up.
Next year, improvements coming to Victory Field. A lot of the most, I guess, of the permanent seating will be replaced. That's the original permanent seating. Hard to believe Victory Field's 30 years old. I think it looks almost brand new today.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite spots in all of Indianapolis. You can't beat that view from the seats. Amazing that it's been as 30 years since we opened it. Yeah. But it's important that we keep pace and continue to renovate that building a little bit every year.
Yeah. Important for the franchises to get these improvements, important for the fans. But let's talk about the competitive landscape for Indianapolis. Great reputation as a sports capital, Super Bowl, Final Fours, big-time events. The competition for those events is also ratcheting up, whether it's Nashville, Las Vegas. You can go on down the list. Does that put a little added pressure on keeping these facilities where they need to be?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we are benefiting from generations, frankly, of investment and keeping our downtown core dense with these wonderful venues and almost 9,000 hotel rooms and the skywalks that connect them. Really, these other cities are chasing us, but they are chasing us, and we've got to keep up.
And importantly, we mentioned it there, investment next year in skywalks, again, connecting some of these new hotels, the Signia, which is going up, changing the downtown skyline, connecting to the convention center. That helps the convention business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we sell the city as, is the most connected city in the world. And this is just going to be one more amenity and classic, beautiful hotel.
All right. Andy Mallon, Executive Director at the Capital Improvement Board. Lots going on downtown. We hope the Colts can get that first win this week.
Absolutely. We'll be there.
All right. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Well, when the Colts do hit the Lucas Oil Stadium turf for their season opener this weekend, they'll do so with the late owner, Jim Irsay, in their hearts and also on their sleeves.
This season hit different. The big man ain't walking through that tunnel. Big man, you gave your heart to this city. Now it's on us to carry the weight, to carry your name, to carry your legacy.
NFL Hall of Famer and Colts legend Edgerrin James voicing a special tribute to Jim Irsay at the game Sunday. The team will also wear a special patch on their jerseys this season to honor the Colts owner who passed away in May. Now, several of Irsay's properties in Indiana up for sale, including his mansion on the lake in Culver. If it sells at or close to the listing price of $19 million, it would be the most expensive estate sale in state history.
I just find the luxury market interesting right now. The types of properties that are coming up on the market. For instance, Irsay's property in Carmel, there is now another property in Carmel that hit the market, which our office has listed, that's just under $12 million. Which is also on 116th Street. And then the Maxinkuckee property.
Yeah, and Irsay's Carmel estate, as mentioned, hit the market in July for $12 million. That sale is pending. Well, another Indiana sports legend on the show when we come back.
One of the projects that I'm a big part of is Marvella Sports and Leadership Center. So I'm super excited to be the first Girls in Sports Leadership Center in the country.
Catching up with Tamika, her leadership with the Marvella Project, and putting her competitive skills to work as an entrepreneur, community leader, and advocate for women's sports.
It's not just a gym, it's a holistic approach to how women athletes train, recover, rehab.
Shovels now in the dirt for this, a new Fever Sports Performance Center in the heart of downtown Indianapolis. $78 million investment for that facility. It's being built where the Marion County Jail once stood and is expected to open in 2027. It's part of a bigger vision to make Indianapolis and Indiana the epicenter of women's sports. Another key component in that movement, the $98 million Marvella Sports Complex at Fair Oaks Farms in Northwest Indiana. Construction expected to begin this fall. I caught up with Basketball Hall of Famer, WNBA and Indiana Fever legend Tamika Catchings on her role in the project and why it's important for women's sports.
We really wanted to create an all-in-one, like an all-inclusive place where young girls could come. We'll have tournaments, we'll have speakers, we'll have a lot of different things throughout once we get it up and running. Marvella Birch Senator Birch his wife, her name was Marvella, and one of the main reasons that we named it after her is she is a big proponent, and while we have Title IX, she got denied to go to college and had the conversation with her husband about why women aren't allowed to do and have certain things. And because of their conversation, Senator Birch put into motion Title IX, which allowed girls and women the opportunity to get college scholarships, and whether through school or sports. So because of that, I was afforded the opportunity to go to the University of Tennessee and ultimately to have my dreams and goals of playing in the WNBA.
I talked with Tamika for an upcoming Business and Beyond podcast, and you can check it out beginning September 15.
Here's what's making news around Indiana, brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
Well, much of Indiana's economy has historically been built on making cars, like the ones here at Honda Manufacturing in Greensburg, where about 2,700 workers produce vehicles like the Honda Civic and CR-V Trail Sport. Semiconductor growth appears to be on track to become that next manufacturing cornerstone in Indiana. But there's a caveat: the challenge of closing the gap to train workers for these new high-tech jobs. Connexus Indiana is out with its Future Ready report, which predicts almost half of the nearly 180,000 new manufacturing and logistics jobs in the pipeline by 2033 will be filled. 4 key roles, the most critical focus.
Manufacturing engineer, software engineer, production planning, quality inspection, industrial mechanics, and those things. It's how are we looking at the underlying skill sets for those jobs and then helping inform our education system to update around those new technologies that are being implemented on the manufacturing floor.
Aerospace, microelectronics, and life sciences also part of that Connexus study. Well, a proposed $800 million data center project in Michigan City is back on track after negotiations were originally cut off. This week, large tax abatements were approved for the project, which is being developed by an unidentified company. As part of the abatements, the company is obligated to create at least 30 jobs in the next several years. Bluffton-based Almco Steel is adding a second building to keep up with increased demand. The company just broke ground on the $17 million facility, which will include multiple welders and assembly equipment to increase production. About 25 new jobs are expected to be added over the next 3 years. And a new record for travelers flying through Indianapolis International Airport in a single month. Nearly 1 million people departing Indy in July, part of the spike attributed to the WNBA All-Star Game, the Black Expo Summer Celebration, and the May launch of the new nonstop Aer Lingus flight to Dublin. Coming up next, medical research in Indiana elevating to a new level. What a new multi-year partnership between Indiana University and Cook Medical could mean for saving lives. Well, 2 medical stories now with ties to Bloomington-based Cook Medical and Indiana University. First, Cook and IU announcing a new 5-year partnership that will allow researchers from both organizations to collaborate and innovate. That deal brings together researchers from all 9 IU campuses and Cook, one of the state's largest employers.
IU took a really big step. They allowed us to sign a master research agreement with them that opens up the doors to all of the schools within IU. In addition to that, they have IU Labs, which is the front door to all that expertise. And so for us, it unlocked the power of our teams and matched it with theirs.
And as Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta explains, Cook is also launching a new initiative to push the needle forward on how doctors look deep inside the body.
Cook Medical's Interventional MRI, or iMRI division, will develop products that can be used to better treat patients in MRI environments. It will focus primarily on oncology and pediatric cardiology. IU Health is unveiling a renovated space to provide life and job skills to people looking for a career in healthcare. IU invested $1.4 million into the Mosaic Center for Work, Life, and Learning. It focuses on entry-level jobs that involve direct patient care. About 50 people have completed the program and landed a job with IU Health, and 75 people are currently in the program. The CEO of Bosma Enterprises is now helping empower people with disabilities on a national scale. Jeffrey Mittman was just appointed to the U.S. Ability One Commission by President Donald Trump. The Ability One program connects people who are blind or have other disabilities to provide products and services to federal agencies.
Well, circling back to IU Health, there's an aggressive plan in place to provide more health care and fresh food to people living near IU Health's new $4.3 billion campus in downtown Indianapolis. Find out why a grocery store is a big priority for the area at ibj.com.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
Well, finding childcare is a workforce issue all over the state of Indiana, and Indiana Wesleyan University helping to address the need in Grant County with the new Westminster Wildcats Early Learning Academy. The nearly $2 million project includes classrooms that all have outdoor access, a new playground, gross motor skills room, and much more. The facility part of IWU's Momentum Plan, which focuses on both the campus and community.
The wait list alone just to get daycare facilities is pretty significant. It's anywhere from 6 to 9 months. And so this obviously eases some of that burden. And again, it's close proximity to our campus. So our own employees could take advantage of it, but also the residents of Marion.
Indiana Wesleyan says the partnership with Westminster Preschools will also create opportunities for students studying early childhood education. Well, the University of Notre Dame South Bend Entrepreneurship and Adversity Program focuses on uplifting and helping the local business community. This week, the Collaboration Hub celebrated its one-year anniversary. South Bend native LaQuisha Jackson has been cooking since age 9.
This is the thing that I was created to do. So once I started catering, more gifts, more potential started to unlock within inside of me. And I was like, you know what? I can do cooking demos. I can do cooking classes. The sky is the limit.
I'll show you how I'm going to do it, and then you guys can make it next time, okay?
Her business, Soulful Kitchen, includes a culinary school and Serve Safe training to help other businesses. Jackson is one of more than 100 entrepreneurs who've gotten support from Notre Dame students and faculty through the Collaboration Hub.
Well, what sparked it was the fact that they need more help and that they're not getting it from other places in the community. It's a walk-in clinic where they can get any help they need, and that by appointment or just showing up. And so that's its main purpose, is to be an ongoing source of support for the entrepreneurs.
Consulting, workshops, and specialized resources are all part of the hub. Notre Dame students work directly with entrepreneurs each week, creating collaboration and connection.
They're solving problems. They're helping the entrepreneurs. They're sort of walking the journey with the entrepreneurs, helping them solve problems. Whether that's creating a website or a bookkeeping system or helping them with pricing or helping them find a location.
The program supported the launch of some 40 new businesses and helped 20 others reach financial sustainability. For Jackson, the program has helped her serve up leadership skills with a plate of knowledge to feed her growing business.
For example, today I met with a young lady who was into finances. I need that. I need those spreadsheets. I need to look at the forecast of my organization. I need to see the health of my business. And it's also perfect for the students at the hub too, because they're growing and learning as well and giving back to the community.
Program with an impact at Notre Dame. The Entrepreneurship and Adversity Program takes in about 70 entrepreneurs each year, with more than 100 others currently on a wait list. Well, coming up next on the show, the business of art in Indiana expanding to the West Coast. We check out why Ganggang's Butter Fine Arts event struck a nerve in year 5 to put it on the national spotlight.
Butter brings people together. It's all about celebrating art and artists and giving back to those artists. But I think it's really about community.
Brandy Davis-Handy, the president of AES Indiana, and a key player helping to move Indiana's black arts scene forward, talking about the importance of butter on culture in Indianapolis. Butter is an annual art celebration of works from African-American artists, now in its 5th year and presented by Indianapolis-based creative agency Ganggang. Butter is about to hit the road for an exhibition on the West Coast.
Butter LA will debut at the start of the year and will amplify the work and the artists in Indianapolis and the world. Thank you, LA, and get ready for Indianapolis, LA.
Molly Bacon and her husband Alan, co-founders of the cultural initiative Ganggang and the driving force behind the Butter Fine Arts Fair, which shines the spotlight on black artists and is now hitting the West Coast.
And having artists from as far as LA, Chicago, Miami, the fact that you have well-known artists across the nation that want to come to Indianapolis Labor Day weekend is a testament that we're doing something right in Indy.
The LA exhibition marks Butter's first full-staged art event outside of Indy since it started 5 years ago.
I'm going to say butter, y'all say 5. You got me? Butter! Butter!
Creatives like Bruszewski from Louisville cashing in on the Butter experience, which has generated more than $1 million in sales for artists.
This gives me the stage to be what I want to be able to chase my dreams, and I'm here with my dreams on the walls exhibited in this exhibition. So that's awesome.
IBJ editor Leslie Weidenbender joins me now with more on Butter. And Leslie, Bruszewski, he makes his art out of money, real money.
He does. His real name is Ame Rawls. He's from Louisville, and he buys stacks of uncirculated currency. He uses an X-Acto knife to cut them into tiny little pieces and then put them back together into collages. It's really amazing. Popular at Butter.
Very cool. And a lot of cool stuff at Butter.
For
I
sure.
know you were there. And Butter expanding to the West Coast, to LA, that's quite a win for Molly and Alan, everyone at Ganggang.
It's huge. It will be at the end of February and beginning of March as part of a larger LA international art show, an art exhibit, Art Week.
Mm-hmm.
And, they are doing several small pop-ups in other cities, but this will be the first time they take the whole show on the road.
Great success story. Leslie, as always, thanks very much.
Thanks so much, Gary.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business. We leave you this week with video of an Indiana corn maze honoring the late Jim Irsay. I'm Gerry Dick. Go out and make it a successful week.
Where I can lay my head.
You know, the economy and the market are in a hairy place these days. It's up a lot, it's down a lot, it's sideways, and it seems on the hour there's breaking news coming out of all areas of the country. How do you get your head around that? How do you not go crazy in the process? I'm Peter Dunn. You may know me as Pete the Planner, IBJ columnist, and my job for years has been to help you understand your financial life better in context with everything else going on. So, what am I encouraging you to do? Well, listen to the Pete the Planner Show. Yeah, it's a podcast. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts, or simply listen at ibjpodcasts.com.
The IBJ Media Podcast Network is the soundtrack of a growing state. Indiana is on the move, and you can hear it happening on the IBJ Media Podcast Network. We bring you the voices at the center of our economy, our courts, our companies, and our communities. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation that's building Indiana's future. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcasts.com.